Hello everyone, this is Benji here. Today we are going to complete our How to Handle Data series. In our previous video, we had already talked about how to handle the in-game leaderboard and how to save and load data using Data Store. If you want to review those videos, you can click on the link on the top and I'll put the links in the description below as well. And today we are going to learn how to create a global leaderboard. A global leaderboard is a leaderboard that's shared amongst all servers, and it can only has one element, and that element has to be a positive integer as well. For example, a global leaderboard of highest level or a global leaderboard of richest pairs, etc. etc. The reason why we can only have one element is because we are going to rank all the data using something called an order data store instead of using a normal data store. An order data store will automatically rank the data for us based on ascending or descending order of our choice. Today we'll create a leaderboard of highest level pairs among all servers and we'll display the result on top of a part. To display something on top of a part, we need to add a service GUI into the part, and then we're gonna add a container frame in the GUI to hold our top 10 pairs. Then we are going to add a UI list layout in the container and modify it so that the item in this container will be listed vertically. So that when we put the display of the top 10 into this container, it will list them for us based on their layout order. And then we can add another frame in the container and let's call it level rank sample, and make the height of the frame at 0.1 of overall, so when we have 10 of these, it will fill up the container frame. After that, we can create 3 text labels in it, one for rank, one for pair name, and one for the level. You can do your own modification of these labels all you want, and then you're gonna take this level rank sample and put it under the module script. This will be used later on. Then we can work on the module script. We're going to create a new module script called Global Leaderboard Module. Just like how we handle the pair data store, we are going to give this data store a name. Let's call it Global Level Leaders. And today, I'm just using pair user ID as the key and no need to create any secret code variable here. We're going to start with making the save level data function first. Most of the codes are the same as we did with a regular data store, and here we can see the use of update async. We're going to take the old value and compare with the current level of the pair, and we only overwrite the data if the current level is higher than the old value. After that, we move on to make a load level data function. This function will get the top 10 pairs from the order data store no matter if the pair is in the current server or not. Here we introduce something called pages. An order data store will return its data into pages instead of one by one. And each of the pages will contain a list of items that has a key, which is our user ID, and an integer value. In this case, is our level. You can modify this getSortedAsync function and play with the ascending, descending value and page size to get whatever you want. In the example here, the pages value will store all the pages of the data store, and each of the page will have 10 items in it, and all of them are sorted from highest to the lowest value. Then we need to get the first page, which should have our top 10 pairs we need by calling the getCurrentPage function. After getting the page of our top 10, now we can put the value into the leaderboard GUI we made. First of all, we're going to reference the leaderboard GUI by finding it in the workspace. Then we make a quick for loop to clear any existing display of the GUI by finding all frames in the container and destroy them. After that, we're going to make another for loop to create the display item using our new set of data. We start with making a copy of the rank level sample frame we had stored under this script and start filling in the information we have from the page value. Once it's done, we'll change the layout order value of the frame so that it will be ranked properly in the display, and then we'll parent it to the container frame. You'll probably notice that I didn't do any retry on both of the save and load function for global leaderboard. The reason of it is the value of the global leaderboard usually is not critical. If we miss one save or load, it's not the end of the world. Most of the time, no one will even notice. However, you can always implement retry mechanism with this save and load function if you want. Then we are going to go back to the create pair data script we had before and decide when we're going to call this function. First of all, we definitely need to update this auto data store whenever a pair has a level change. So we're going to call the save level data whenever there's a value change of the level, which we already have a function to handle level change here. We'll just add the function into that. After that, it's up to you to add a save in the pair removing or bind to close function. I would say it's not necessary in this case, so I would just leave them out. Then we will need to decide on how often we're going to update the leaderboard displays. Since we autosave every 5 minutes, I think it's a good time spent between updates. So we are going to call the load level data function at the time when we loop our autosaves. So let's test it out. In order to better show the leaderboard, I'll put in some random data to the data store so it will not be empty. You can see the data are ranked by level here already. Then we're going to swap to server side and change my level value and see if my rank will get updated on the leaderboard. After that, we're going to wait 5 minutes and see if the leaderboard updated properly.
2,000 years later.
There we go, it's updated and I cheated to the top. And that's all we're going to cover today. I'll put the script in the description below and I will see you guys next time.